Once again, building this in the fly, doing my best to think about everything. Okay. Getting a workout, man. Tracks are heavy to hold. Yep, that's it. Okay. I'm talking to myself over here like a psycho. All right. Woo! The really cool part is coming up in a minute once I get this one fastened here. Need 2 hands, yo, need 3 hands. I guess 4 hands technically. Okay. Now I need the level. Hopefully I didn't break my level. There you go. Okay. It's not level. You're really adamant about being really plumb. It just has to go on really straight right now. Yeah, there we go. The reason they have to be really plumb is so that they can go all the way up nice and plumb, drop all the way back down nice and plumb, or else it's going to bind in the tracks, if that makes sense. There's a lot of ghetto stuff going on, but the tracks are plumb. If they're not plumb, this whole thing's not gonna work. Yeah, here we go. This is the cool part. Here comes the fun part. You ready? This is the cool part because we're about to make the top plate go all the way across from track to track, and then we're gonna see if my idea even works, if it's a total flop, or if it's gonna work. What is going on with this? Okay, so we're gonna run these boards right there, sliders. We're gonna put a top plate across those and a bottom plate. So let's just do the top plate. So this board is 12 feet long, so this should go all the way from the back to all the way covering my porch overhang. Yep. We're gonna pop that in just like it is. In the back over here, I want the roof to overhang the camper. I don't want water running down the walls because it's gonna be parked in a rainforest half the time. By allowing this to go past, it means my roof rafters will be over here on the outside, which is what we want. Let's take a cam strap, 20 feet long. I've been whitewater kayaking for about 28 years now. It's funny, like usually you just need like a 9-foot long strap, but then 20 footer is nice to have, but anytime you have to do this tiny project where you just need a little bit of strap, all you can find is the 20 footer. But guess what? That'll hold it in place. We're gonna sink a couple screws and it's just gonna straight up be the moment of truth. We're gonna lift this up. This far I need 2 people. And just to get this, I'll have it though. It has to lift up evenly or it's gonna throw the whole thing off. You can see my issue here, I'll show you. I strapped that down loosely so it just doesn't fall off when I lift the slider. I have to lift this slider because I have to sink the screws from back here and see when I lift it, see how the board starts getting tilted? And now it's off right there. So I need to be able to lift that side evenly. You know, put a block of wood under it or something. Or once again, just doing this stuff with you guys right here. Never done any of this before. Or this concept. I feel like this is gonna work though. So we're gonna put this up here. I think that'll balance. Let's try it. It should be really easy. If it falls, it falls. Woo. Now I need to prop this up somehow. Just keep it up a little bit. Is that tall enough? Let's try that. This is not light, dude. All this stuff I'm like trying to hold up with one hand. Not necessarily easy. Yeah. Woo. This is the moment of truth of the moment of truth. I'm telling you guys right now. What I'm hoping is this goes up pretty smooth without binding up. Yeah. That's it. Then it'll drop back down. The interesting part is it might need, if the jacks aren't balanced, oh, this is gonna be tricky. You guys see how it's binding like that? I guess when the weight's on there, it won't bind. It'll kind of fall naturally. Whoa! Just rolled my freaking ankle in the... All right, y'all, it's about 10 o'clock at night. Still in here cranking. Just got that corner done. This one is done. So now it's time to drop on the final long top plate. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too bored with all this. Just keep in mind, if you stick with this channel, you're about to see some really crazy, cool stuff. I promise you. I'm not building this for no reason. So just hang in there. Okay. Isn't this fun building stuff together? This is great. Yeah. Woo! I've got these things called linear actuators. They're basically lifts, like electric lifts. And when I press a button, it's gonna lift this, it's just gonna lift this rod up, and it holds 600 pounds each. And I've got 4 of them. So that's 2,400 pounds. This roof is not gonna weigh that. It's gonna weigh maybe 400 pounds. I bet more like 250. So I'm gonna have one of those linear actuators at each corner. I'm gonna wire them to the same button essentially. And when I press that button, all 4 of those jacks in each corner are gonna lift up, which will evenly lift the corners, all the sides, and that'll keep it from like racking like sideways, you know, where one side goes up and one side stays down. And as long as it doesn't rack, everything will go straight up like that and into place. I'll have my, oh my God, a window up in here. And the window is gonna be on this. So it's gonna slide down in the outer wall like that. Oh my God, okay. Woo, beauty. Anyway, that's exciting, right? So I'm gonna sink a couple more screws in this. And tomorrow, what we're gonna do is put a bottom plate. This is a top plate. We're gonna do a bottom plate. So another long horizontal piece connecting the 2 corner pieces that slide up and down. And then we're gonna frame the wall inside of those top and bottom plates, stick frame it. So I'll just be putting studs all the way down and we'll have to frame out the window and that's it. And then just sheet it. Super excited, this is coming together. See, like right now it's racked like this because that side lowered first and it's kind of stuck. But if I pull, yeah, exactly, if I pull down, now that is hopefully level. You wanna test it? Oh yeah. Okay, we level. Good signs. We're doing something right now. This is gonna be the coolest part. The back porch is gonna lift and lower. When the whole roof collapses, so does the back porch. It all comes up and down right here. And you can tell the roof, like my head's gonna be as tall as the roof. It's gonna be like 6 feet tall basically. So that'll be nice and low. If I wouldn't have done a collapsing camper, it would have totally been like 9 feet in the air, way too tall. But this would be low center of gravity. The frame is really heavy, so all the weight's down there, you know, everything's down low. I'm gonna do a Dutch door. So what I'll do is just make it so I open the door this way and I'll have my linear actuator button right there. So I'll hit it and the whole roof will raise up. I'll have 4 safety pins to lock it. That way there's no way it can collapse even if all the jacks fail. That's what's up. You guys on the outside view really quick. Also, just in case you haters out there are doubting the accuracy, like you've seen all the ghetto stuff going on, but like I said, I'm making sure to keep things level and plumb where it counts. And check this out. I mean, I guess it depends on where the camera is, but it's dead level, so that's cool. Whew, I'm beatered. Calling it a night. Pretty good progress. We're doing things. Well, I'm gonna kick back, relax. I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay, y'all, what are we doing? We are going to town. The tiny home on skis is basically 17 feet long with the skis sticking out. My sled deck's only 8 feet long, so it absolutely will not fit on the sled deck. So I have to buy another trailer, and if I buy another trailer, I need to get one big enough to not only haul the tiny home and skis, it has to hold my snow machine beside it too. And then if I'm gonna do a trip where I'm going out for a while, and I want both my sleds, one to do tiny home stuff, and one to do mountain stuff, I'm gonna need enough room in the trailer to hold multiple sleds. So there's not a huge price difference between like a 3-place snow machine trailer and a 4-place. So I found a pretty good deal on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace for used ones, so we're gonna go get that this morning as a unexpected expense that I'm incurring, but I don't have a choice. So. Also, I don't know if I talked about it, the truck was vandalized, so this is the 3rd time it's happened. I've had someone cut my brake lines before, I've had people steal off-road lights, I've had people steal the skull and the bumper, just all this random crap. Kind of sucks, but this time someone put gas into my tanks. And I did not do that. That's a mistake I don't make. I made that mistake one time when I first got the truck, put like a 1/4 gallon in and caught myself instantly when I was doing it. Kind of crappy. I'm dealing with that. They killed 4 of the injectors, so I'm having to get new injectors to put in there. That's why the truck's running bad. That's why it ran bad all through Canada and all that, so it makes sense. Anyway, let's rock. Let's get fire the old beast up. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, it snowed. Maybe Crocs aren't the shoe for today. All right, y'all, just made it back. There is the new, to me, trailer right there. I don't know if you can see the difference between that and my little sled deck trailer over here. And it's like literally 8 feet long, so the sleds are actually like hanging off of the back of it. Maybe about 3 feet off the back. There's no way the cabin would have fit on that. It's just too big, so. Now we have a way to get it around and get the sled around. Let's get down there and start building. Okay, shall we? We did the sliders yesterday. So what we're doing today is framing this wall, and then we're gonna frame that wall, and then we're gonna frame everything else. So we're just gonna do that. If you're just tuning in, this is a tiny home on skis. So on skis, it's gonna be pulled behind my snow machine. It shrinks down to 3 feet and goes up to 6 feet tall. These linear actuators are gonna move the walls up and down like that on the tracks. This would be nice to have 2 people. Top plate, bottom plate, corners, it should slide as 1. It's really loose right now. It's not done yet, but here it is. Goes up, the wall will go down. That's so cool. So now we're going to stick frame this wall and frame out the window. So I need to decide where I want the window, probably the middle of the camper. I'd say in the middle of the camper to look best. If I knew the camper was gonna be 9 feet instead of 8, I would have gotten bigger windows, but that's what I've got, so that's what we're working with. Says, oh yeah. Now we're just gonna continue across. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. Except I need to figure out the window now. So we gotta figure out how to frame this window into everything. This window is made by Turn Overland. I'm not sponsored by these guys, but they're really awesome windows. It's an insulated thermoplastic window, so there's no argon gas. Usually a normal house window has argon gas in between the window panes. And that just keeps it pressurized, keeps all the air and thermal conductivity from reaching through. So that's the idea. Anyway, if you're driving down the road, that gas just slowly heats up from the vibrations or just escapes in general. Once it escapes, you lose all your insulation. These windows do not have gas, so you don't have to worry about them shaking the argon gas out. I've got the same windows in my truck house over there, not by Turn Overland, but really similar style. And they're awesome. So stoked in these. Anyway, I'm thinking we're gonna put the window kind of right in the middle here. We want the window as low as we can because if I put the window in the middle, this is gonna be way up in the air when it gets up there. So it sounds weird, but we want it kind of low on this wall. I don't know how low. Let's see. This is just eyeball time. It's gonna look better if it's center. Then the window would be too high when you get up there. So I'd say probably a window about here. Pretty much the bottom of the wall. Maybe as low as you can get actually. It just looks dumb like that. I don't know if you guys can visualize this. Like, here, I'll move you back so you can visualize it. This wall is gonna very quickly get too heavy to lift and lower without those jacks. It's already getting heavy. Oh yeah, it's already heavy. Oh yeah, okay. Ooh, that's scary. So, visualize when the camper roof is popped up like this, the wall's up like it's gonna be when I'm staying in here. If it's down really low like this, when you're sitting down in here, you'll be able to see out. See what I'm saying now? It'd look better when it's collapsed for it to be here, but that might be too high. Kind of, maybe not. How high is the bench? How high is the chair? I want to say it's 28 inches. It's kind of a tall seat. How tall is a seat to sit on? 17, 18 inches, okay, never mind. What I should do is just go get a freaking chair and sit in it. I'll just squat down like I'm sitting in a chair. That's pretty nice right there. It can't be that low. That's fine. That's fine. All right, let's just go in the middle. It's gonna look best in the middle. And then when you're standing up, it'll be like, yeah, let's just do that. Okay, just drop this back down carefully. Okay. So glad you guys are along for this ride with me, trying to figure this crap out. All right, you guys ready? Double check it, make sure a window fits in between the keying studs. That will fit wonderfully. Sometimes it's easier just to start your screws like this, so when you put it up there, you're not struggling and trying to balance and all that. We were sliding very easy before. What's going on? I shouldn't be affecting it. Get out of here. What? What? I wouldn't even hold stuff in a second ago. Ah, oh my God. What was that all about? Oh, that's heavy. Okay. Anyway, now we're gonna do the little studs in between the cripples. That's what they're called. Sweet. We just framed out our window. So we only need 2 more studs. Let's get those cut and we're gonna have ourselves a wall. Seems unreal. First wall will be complete. 29 1/8. Okay, I'll go get them. We just made a wall, folks. There it is. There's our wall. Anyway, that's kind of heavy. I'd call it 50 pounds, maybe 70. So there'll be another 50, 70 on that side, half that in front and back. So yeah, I bet my guess of about 250 to 300 pounds is gonna be about correct for all the walls. This is heavier, obviously, because there's a window framed into it, so there's more going on. So I'll just hold up by that board right there, but you can see, it'll work pretty well. Pretty freaking cool, huh? And when you step in, the window's at a nice height. It's kind of like chest height. When you're sitting down, you can still see right out the window. And you can still see kind of out when you're cooking and standing up in here. I'm stoked, and you can see the top of the roof. My head's like a little bit taller, 2 inches taller, but the roof rafters are gonna start going up. So you'll totally be able to walk around in this thing. Let's start on this wall over here. Probably won't film as much of this one because you guys know what's going on. Identical stuff. We're gonna do the bottom plate first. Put all the studs in, frame out the window, make it match the other side, and we're golden. Final 3 triple studs, and then oh god, and we're done for tonight. Or this wall is done, actually. That's tight one. Almost done. Last little baby struggle. You know when you just start bonking? I hit that stage about 2 hours ago. Sweet. This wall is done. There it goes. Wall up, wall down. That was the worst part of the whole project, I feel. Those 2 big long sidewalls, and we just got them complete. And as you guys saw, even the rear porch raises up and collapses too. It's pretty cool. So tomorrow, we're going to do this side over here. I'm gonna frame this wall right here, the front wall, so that slides up. And then we're going to do the more complicated rear wall, because I can have a top plate, but I can't have a bottom plate because there's a door. It's a Dutch door, so half the door is here, the other half will be on this. Let's have to make it work. We're gonna figure it out though. That beat. 1% battery, so I'm gonna go offload this footage and see you guys in the morning. Over and out. Well, as my Uncle Randy used to say, top of the morning, y'all. I pretty much have to have this thing finished in about 2.5 weeks. 3 weeks tops. Today I'm gonna finish the front upper wall and the rear upper wall. That's my big goals today. All right, how about some coffee on the rooftop deck? Okay. All right. I tell you one thing, this has probably been the worst winter we've had since I moved up here in 2002. It's just been raining a bunch, no snow, middle of January, pretty wild. All right. Still gonna finish these spiral stairs. They're missing all the balusters. They're right there. That's so funny. I told myself I was gonna take a break on building, and obviously I didn't. Not even done with this house. I'm already building something else. Once that tiny home on skis is done though, I'll put my efforts into finishing this place up. If you guys are just tuning into this channel too, I built this house with my own hands. This entire house. Everything you see, all the way from like the rock work to doing electric, running all the electric, framing it, inside sheeting, wood stove. And I did it with help with some friends, mainly Sam. And it was just me and him framing this entire house. We did all this. And me and my really good buddy, Dustin. Dustin helped me finish like a majority of the interior, like all the tongue and groove. And he did some of the in-floor heating stuff and some of the electric work with me. That combination right there got her done. But tiny home and skis definitely feels easier than this. A little less overwhelming. A lot of people ask like, oh, how do I afford all this? How do I do this? Well, number one, I built it myself, so that saves a lot of money. Number two, I built the rental cabin. It's like a 16 by 20 cabin that's attached to my house right here. That pays the mortgage for the rental cabin and for this house. So I don't have rent. That was my whole plan. I didn't do much for saving for retirement my whole life. I ran like a driver's ed school. I was a driving instructor for 20 years and worked my tail off, and this came all out of it. My pops helped me build the house next door, the 16 by 20. And that's how I did all this. Speaking of building, let's head on downstairs. See, I'm not some like rich kid that got everything given to him. I'm just like a psycho that has severe ADHD and likes accomplishing a bunch of tasks. Like this. And that other camper outside. It's like doing stuff, you know? So last night we finished the lifting walls. You guys saw this. These walls lift up like that and go down. Got one on both sides. We need to build the front wall and frame the rear sliding wall. As soon as that's done, we're gonna start on the roof. Let's get after it. We need a top plate, we need a bottom plate, and we need the studs. So one thing I thought about, these walls, they slide up and down. So when these walls slide up, they have to have siding in the inside, like they'd have some kind of siding in the inside of the house. And when the walls slide down, that siding is gonna rub, it's gonna stop. If the upper walls aren't sticking out far enough, there won't be room to put siding on the inside of the wall. I'm just now thinking about that. Luckily, everywhere is good except for right here when I'm staring at it. So I think what I'm gonna do is shim this out, shim this 2x6 right here, add some wood to it so it comes out a little bit more, and that'll give room to clear over here. Because this side looks good, but this is kind of wonky here. So yeah, we're gonna add a little strip of wood to this. We get that strip of wood on there, do a top plate, bottom plate, add the studs in, we're done. Let's see who's on the phone. Admin Clint Greathouse. What up, dude? I don't know if you guys have seen Clint Greathouse, his buddy. His channel is CT Mad Mods on YouTube. He's a big Suzuki Samurai dude. Does a lot of snow machine stuff too over the years. Okay, what am I doing here? ADHD. Rip this, let's go. Let's do it. Good thing I thought about this. And thinking about it further, I'm not gonna be able to hang any stuff on the upper walls because when they slide down, it would get caught. It would hit the lower walls. I can only hang stuff in the lower walls. Okay. Down there. Okay, we're in business, so we can do a top plate. Okay, I'm gonna go cut those. What was that? It keeps popping out. Okay, that is way too short. I'm just goofing up this morning. You guys wanna come along for all my mistakes? I'm not embarrassed. Look at that. I don't know how that cuts so off. That's an 1/8 inch off, easy. This needs to be touching that, it's top plate for sure. So I need to go recut that. All right, here we go. Take 3, let's do it. Let's get on it. Here we go, this is a better fit anyway. Nice tight fit. Okay, ready for moment of truth? If I did this right, this is gonna slide both walls up. The problem is, I don't know if I can even test this. Because if I lift here, it's gonna bind up the rear track. I need to lift it all at the same time. So I'm not gonna be able to slide my walls up anymore now. Unless there's 2 people here. That's why I put the linear actuators on. The main thing I'm concerned about is making sure there's enough room for the siding to go up and down. And it looks like there is. It's gonna be a little tight, but it looks like there is. 29 1/4 basically. Same thing on this side, hopefully the same height. Yep, 29 1/4. Okay, I'm gonna go cut those. I feel like I've been like losing weight. I've been like trying to work out too, take care of myself and drink some healthy shakes every day and all that business. That's kind of bowed right there. Well, I'll make you meet up with that. Some of this wood, man, I don't know. Not the best wood from the old Home Depot. Just Alaska in general. Really get that grade of lumber up here. Should have gone to Spin Art Builder Supply. That's where I got this at Spin Art Builder Supply, but oh, I'm gonna be deaf one day. Earplugs of this crap. I'm gonna keep this out a little bit because this top plate, of course, it's like bowed in, all messed up a little bit. So just the very last foot of it though. So I'm gonna make sure this is lined up with the whole rest of the main wall. It's more important. So yeah, it's sticking out right there, but I'll deal with repercussions. That'll do. Sink it. Once again, these trim head screws, I'm just tacking this into place. I might just go ahead and go into town. It's almost pointless if I'm not gonna actually just screw it in. Okay, number one. Just go ahead and put this one up and we'll go. I think we're just gonna go into town, man. I guess. It just makes sense. It's kind of silly doing this and not just like sinking my one permanent screw that's gonna hold it in. The good sign is it's a 29 1/4 on each side, so means I'm doing something right. This is weird. It's a weird setup. Kind of a crazy thing going on. This is all very strange. Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm just like, there's all these like weird little problems that are arising with siding being able to slide behind the wall. I have to have interior siding. Now, it's pretty tight over here. It's doable, but I think this needs to come out a little bit. No? Is that right? Oh, this is just a little bit funky, this whole thing. Is that plumb? Oh god. Very unplumb. It's because it's not spaced out up here. But this is plumb because that's spaced all the way up. Okay, so I need to space this whole thing out over here, correct? Yeah, there's weird stuff going on. Just my interior siding, there's like the tracks. Here, I'll just show you guys. I'm thinking this out loud, but I'm learning a lot here, So there'll be sheeting on the outside of the wall, like that, just like this, just plywood. But on the inside of the wall, I have to have interior siding, or else it's gonna look like this everywhere, like 2x4s and plywood. We don't want that. So if I do interior siding, it's gonna be about 1/4 inch thick. This is 1/2 inch, so it'll be smaller than that. But inside, siding will go all across the inside wall. It's gonna wrap around, and all of a sudden there'll be this blank spot where I can't have siding because there's a track. So there'll be a strip of siding there, and then my siding will start up again here. I'm just thinking this out loud and run all the way, okay? So you're gonna see the track inside. There's no getting around that. So once again, interior siding all the way around with room to clear, around the corner, room to clear, and then it'll stop where the track is. So you'll see the track inside. Okay, there's no getting around that. I'm just making sure it'll work. So we are good to lock that down. Let's do it. Isn't this fun? Thinking through all these problems together. Yay. Okay. There we go. And now just double checking. Their siding's gonna have room. Yep. Tight, but yep. We're good. Crazy. All right. I guess we could cut the rest of these studs really quick, and then maybe we'll go to town, or should I just go to town? I don't know. I fucking need to go get deck screws. That's it though. The front wall is gonna be done with 3 studs, and then we're moving on the back wall. So I'm gonna go run to town, I suppose, and go get the stuff I need to get. I don't want to, but it's just part of the game. Home Depot every day, 2 hours of driving. I'll turn this light off. I can work into the night tonight, so it's all good. So I was probably blasting to town in the car. Cheaper gas. Wallet. And let's rock. All right, guys, we're back. Got those screws so I can actually lock the frame in like it's supposed to be. So let's get out here and slap her together, I guess. I tell you what. Here, a bit of lightage. Love how it's almost dark already. Okay, hey, come on. This is the winch I'm gonna use to pull it on the trailer and pull it off. Pulling off part's kind of tricky. Like, yeah, I'll be able to pull this, drag this onto the trailer easy with a winch, but how am I supposed to get it off? You know, I'm gonna have to like find a tree within 50 feet and put that winch to a tree and then pull this thing off the trailer. I mean, it's gonna be 1,000 pounds for sure. So right now we're going to finish cutting the studs for this wall and we're gonna move to the back wall. So let's do that. There she goes, we got a wall, boys and girls. I don't think I'm gonna be able to lift all this like I was saying because it's gonna bind the back track, but it's strong enough now where I can just try. Oh yeah, it's totally gonna work. I can just tell. See how the back of the thing's binding though? I have to lift that at the same time. But you can see if I lift the side wall over here, it's gonna do the same thing. It'll bind up in that track over there, which shows you. It's all lifting at the same time, but it's gonna work. It is gonna work. So now our wall's framed all the way down that side, all the way in the front, all the way around the back, the whole upper sliding wall. We have one more to go, and that is right here. That is the rear wall. Maybe the weirdest wall because there's a Dutch door situation going on. So there will be a top plate, but there will be no full bottom plate spanning the whole thing. There can't be because there's gonna be, when you lift the upper wall up, you're gonna need to be able to walk through. And if there's a bottom plate, there'd be a board right in the middle where you need to walk. So there can't be a bottom plate. This would be two separate little half doors. Once again, making this up as I go. We're gonna do a top plate from here to here. And we're gonna do a bottom plate from here to the door. And then we're gonna do kind of a king or a jack stud where the door's gonna attach right there. And then just frame it out the best we can. Hopefully the plywood sheeting will lock it in. Doing the same thing over here. So doing a top plate, little mini bottom plate, and then like framing that in. And then lower walls are done. One thing I feel like I should do before it gets any heavier, perhaps, is remember what I was talking about where I need to make sure the top plate of this upper wall is sitting flush with this top plate of the lower wall. They need to be even because when I start building those roof rafters, show you an example. There's a board. I'll just use this one for an example. The roof rafters are gonna sit on this. They're gonna be like this. It's gonna be the roof. And I have to kind of slice down into this board so it sits like, it's gonna sit kind of like that, little notch cut out. So when I cut that notch out, this board is gonna lower enough to where it's gonna hit this wall, which isn't gonna work. So what I need to do is lift the entire wall system up like, I don't know, whatever that is, about 2 inches. So it's flush with this one right here. And then I don't have to worry about my roof rafters hitting this wall like that. Right now they're gonna hit, unless I do a really steep pitch, and even so they'd still probably hit. I wanna pitch probably about 412 or something. So let's do that. And then we're gonna frame the last wall in the back. I just got a giant splinter in my head. Ow. We're done. I've locked everything in, super solid. Got big structural screws all over the place holding stuff. So we're set to go. I'm also gonna crown staple everything, but I'm totally done here. So let's go back here and we're gonna frame the last wall we have to frame. It's exciting. Also, maybe the trickiest wall, I'm not making the door right now for it. That'll be second. We're gonna make the wall first. So I think what we're gonna do is do a top plate from here to here, which will permanently block that off. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to get in and out. And then we're gonna frame out each little individual wall from there. We need to measure, door sealed, get in there. Need to measure from this top plate to this top plate, and that is 50.5. So we're gonna go cut a top plate, 50.5 inches, let's go. That's our piece we're keeping. Yes, sir. Back in business. This is crazy. The pile of wood is disappearing. It's starting to look like something. So my goal is to be done with this wall tonight. I might even start in the roof rafters tonight. So we will see. We're gonna finish this wall. Then I'm gonna lift the whole system up, get it to exactly where it needs to permanently stop at, and we're gonna block that off down low. But first we're doing this, so. Let's get this prepped. So it needs to be about right there. I'm just pre-sinking my screws that are gonna catch this top plate here, so I'm ready to rock. There's my scissor and tape. Whew. Okay, here we go. Here's nothing. Hopefully it's kind of a tight fit, but like not too tight. Nice, beauty. I love it when it fits perfect like that. It just makes it easier to, just kind of holds it in place while you're screwing it in. Okay, that looks perfect. Sink that. Beautiful. Right there, corner to corner. Sink that. There we go. See, now we get a nice annoying top plate right in our way, getting in and out, but it's all good. I'll show you why I'm doing this in a second here. Let me sink this first. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is, remember, we're on the rear porch here, the back porch. This is all gonna lift as one assembly, the entire roof and the upper wall. So when this roof comes up, this will come up 3 feet taller. So then all of a sudden you have a walkway. And then when I press the button, it's gonna collapse it down like this. So this looks like it's not gonna work right now, but it will. The tricky part is, usually walls have 2 plates. There's like a top plate and a bottom plate. All your studs go in between. The plates usually span most of the wall. Usually there's at least 1 full span. So anyway, what is our next move? We need corners. So let's do corners. No, we need bottom plates first. Yeah, we need bottom plates. Just thinking aloud here. This is tricky, there's tricky stuff going on here. A little bit complicated here. Also have to account for the door handle, right? Yeah, because the door handle, there'll have to be 2 door handles. There'll be one in the upper wall to open the upper wall door up. There'll be one in the lower wall. I don't even know how to make a Dutch door. I don't know how to do this. Just figuring out in my brain. So the handle, say this is the handle, it's gonna be in the lower door. If it's sticking out too much, the upper wall, when it lowers, is gonna hit the handle. I'm gonna have to have like, I don't even know. I'll have to have the door like sunk in or something, or just have an unconventional door thing. It's gonna be weird. Basically, the door handle would have to fit inside of that, right? And this is important. I need to leave enough room for the door handle, for the lower door. The only way to do that is to bring this top plate out, away from this lower door, so the handle can sit there and the wall won't hit it. If I bring this out, what does that do? Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of room right now. I don't think there's enough room for a door handle. Don't look like it. If this comes out, I'd have to space this out further. Let me get a couple pieces of wood and play with this really quick. So if I extend this out, I'll have to strip this down to fit 1.5 inches. So if I just fur that out to there, that gives me enough room for a door handle, right? So that means my lower, that still works. How would this work? Starting from here, it would give me enough room for a door handle. So nothing can be in front of this or I won't have enough room, right? Yeah, okay. God, this is a big gap though. How big is that gap? Like, I don't know how big a garage door seal is gonna seal this gap, or if it's gonna be big enough to seal it. 2 and a little under 2, pretty much 2 3/4 inches. So let's see how big the garage door seal is. I don't think it's that big. I think it's like 2 inches. Maybe though. Oh, 2.5. So, maybe I could do a seal on one side and a seal on the other side. That would solve it. I'll put a seal on this and a seal on that, and the seals will meet each other. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Okay, problem's been solved. So this needs to be furred out. This needs to come out. So let's fur this out first. I think that's the first thing. So we need to cut a piece that is from here to the bottom plate to grab it. That is 32 3/4. 32 3/4, hopefully on both sides. Make it easier. Yep, 32 3/4. It needs to be 1.5 inches wide. So So basically I've got a strip 32. How long is this? Looks like it might almost work. I don't think it will, but nope, 31. 32 and 3/4 long and 1.5 inch strip. Let's go cut that. All right, see how we did. So this is what's gonna shim the upper wall out enough to where the door handle can fit under it inside. So that's why we did that, in short. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's put it right there. Beauty. Lock her in. Okay. Woo! All right. So now I'm gonna build the wall on this. Now I've got like, I don't know, 4 inches for a door handle to fit under the wall. Score. Let's get this side. Okay. Woo! Rock solid, boy. So now we're on to what? We have to move the top plate out. That is in the wrong position. So let's do that. Satisfactory. Perfect. Love it. Love it. It's perfectly lined up with the bottom wall. Right there. Sweet. There it is. All right. Now you can see under, that just brought the whole wall out 1.5 inches. So now there's room for a door handle to be chilling on the lower wall where I can boop, get in and out of the door, and this upper wall won't hit it when it's sliding down. Okay, we'll do the small wall first. It'll be easier. If I screw up, it's less wood. Back in the throne. Let's lock this in. Getting a text from, is that the man himself? Sure is, Alaska Cabin Adventures himself. Now, if you guys haven't checked out Matt's channel, Alaska Cabin Adventures, you should do it. I just shot him a message about the rafters. It's really difficult if you never cut roof rafters, which is the thing we're gonna do when we finish the wall. It's basically the skeleton of your roof, think of it that way. And it's really tricky to figure out the bird mouth cut that you have to do, which is where the rafters sit on top or your board. You have to cut like a little notch into them. And that's a very tricky thing to figure out. And I know how to do it, but I also like screw it up every time and mess around for 2 hours. Matt just literally did it like a month ago. So it's fresh in his mind, fresher than on my mind. So I just shot him a message really quick just to make sure I'm doing it right. And he's shooting me some answers. Let's see, let's get this bottom plate in. Just gonna go there. Okay, there she is. Woo, that's solid enough for what it is. Also, keep in mind that this is just the skeleton and it's all like, not flimsy, but as soon as I do the plywood, it's just like the lower walls, and I put this plywood on, it really made it solid. So that's gonna do the same thing to all this, even though it's like kind of hanging flappy parts, it's gonna help lock it up. We're gonna be done really soon here, this is nuts. We're literally building a box here and a box there with maybe an extra stud in there in this frame. So anyway, let's get this one next. Exactly 29, I'd say and a half. Let's do 29 and a half. 29 and a half. 229 and a half, so we're done with this wall. Boys and girls. Got one right here. 29 and a half. Oh, that's a freaking knot right there. I think it'll be all right though. Let's use it. The best looking board for the door piece, because that matters. Definitely matters. Beauty. That nice and lined up. And probably the plywood is going to really lock all this in the end, but I'm going to go ahead and sink it in pretty good. Let's get one here. There we go. Make sure you're nice and lined up. That's it. All right. Yeah, boy. Not bad. I don't really need anything here, but I need a nailer for the plywood, so we'll go ahead and throw this in, and that'll make it more solid anyway. Throw this there. Okay. Okay. Let's be so much faster with a nail gun, like conventional framing nail gun, but oh well. All good. Woo! Let's get a bracing right here too. Just one more thing to grab that bottom plate. All right, boys and girls, that's pretty freaking solid, man. That ain't bad. There's not even plywood on that yet, so once plywood's on there, it's gonna hold it solid. Anyway, pretty cool. All right, this is it. Last wall to frame, and we're done with the walls. Then we do the roof, and then it's gonna really start looking like a cabin. And then we're gonna hope that it all even works when I install the linear actuators and go to lift it. I'll tell you one thing, that torn ligament in my hand is freaking hurting. I can feel it all swollen up. It's that bone that's like down in there in the middle, in the meat. It's like 3 months ago now. I fell on my one wheel, it turned off and shot out from under me. Went like maybe 8 miles an hour, pretty slow. And I fell backwards, hit my head in the pavement and caught my wrist in the pavement. Not even caught it, I just slapped the ever living crap out of the pavement. Thought I broke my hand for sure. Had it x-rayed, they didn't see anything in the x-ray. Then I had to do a CT scan because it was still something was definitely wrong, and I have a bunch of torn ligaments in there. So it hurts to use, but we are using it anyway. Let's get this in here. Flush that up really good. Woo! Nice. Okay. Bottom plate. Now we need, we're almost done. We're literally almost done. Need a top pit measurement, both of these. 29 and a half. Love it. A little bit less. Let's go 29 3/8. Let's do that. Okay. Cut those real quick. And he's back with the final 3 boards of the wall. Okay. Frustrating being injured. Your body takes longer to heal than it used to, that's for sure. Pretty lucky my whole life too. I've only had a couple of injuries. Just like broke my nose 3 different times, and the big one was breaking my neck and back. That was bad. That was no good. But I'm kind of tight. A little bit tight. I'm gonna just shave that a little bit. Let's try another one. Yeah, that'll be fine. We like that one. Just shave a hair off this and cut one more 29 3/8. I lied. We're almost done. One more cut. Whoa. Easy. All right, we're back. We're back. Let's do this first. There we go. Much better fit. There we go. Just took a little bit off there. That looks good. That looks good. Let's sink it. Okay. Okay, my people, I just had some dinner. It is currently, you know what? Yep, 7 something night. Been going at it, feels like all day. We ain't done yet. Let's go ahead and start ripping into what I need to do tomorrow. I'll be that much more ahead. Oh boy. Okay, so our walls are all framed, all the way around. Completely framed. I think the camera, actually this camera ran out of space in the memory card, so it cut off in the middle of me finishing this back wall. I had to go offload it off the computer, but we're done. That is it. We're done, my friends. All the walls are framed, all the way around. Rock solid, solid as it's gonna be. It'll be way more solid once I sheathe it all, which is this plywood right there. Let's put that on the outside. But first thing we're going to do now, oh yeah, and then see how now there's room for a door handle. This is that problem before. See how there's space in here now? So this door, the lower door, the handle will be like right there. And there'll be room for a door handle inside of the wall. If that makes sense, you know? Like that's a door handle sticking out. So this upper wall won't slide into it. Anyhow, the next step is framing the roof. We're gonna do that, we're gonna frame this roof. See this top plate right here? This is the top wall. This is the bottom wall, right here. Bottom wall, top wall. We need to get the top plate of the top wall even, like flush, with the top plate of the bottom wall. So I can't even lift this up probably, but and we're gonna have to jack it up one part at a time, but we need to get that even. And when we get that even, we need to put a block down here. That way the top will always permanently stop there. First things first, let's figure out how we're gonna lift this up. Why don't we see if the linear actuators work? I think that would be cool, right? This is a linear actuator. I've got 4 of these. These are what are going to lift the camper up. So it's going to be attached to the floor, and this will extend up 3 feet. Or close to it. Maybe not quite 3 feet, but yeah, why don't we use this thing? I think I have to wire it though. I do, see, look at that. Let's figure this out. See if we can do this. Either that or, I don't know. I feel like I should use that just to know that it works. Either that or I can just try to like get it up a little bit at a time. But it sure would be nice to have an actuator. So let's try to hook that up and use that to jack the camper up. That makes the most sense. Let's check out this linear actuator. Let's see. Oh boy, that's fancy. 3,000 something capacity. I don't know what that means. Pretty sure it's like holds 300 pounds. Or no, it's 600 pounds. These hold 600 pounds each. I've got 4 of them. It's 2,400 pounds. This roof's not gonna weigh that much. So it's really strong. I don't know why there's not, is there not even a switch with this? What? Dang, man. Maybe it's here. What's all this stuff? I bet this is the hardware. Oh, that's just the feet. Son of a mother duck. So yeah, there's like a foot. So that will go there with a little bolt up to the roof. And there's one for the foot. There's no switch. What kind of crap is this? I guess because I don't know how you're gonna wire this stuff up. So I have to go buy a lot of stuff. I need wire and a switch. I don't think I have a switch. I really want to fire this thing up right now. Maybe I can just like hard wire it, just touch it to a battery but how do you reverse it though? Like reverse polarity or something? How do you reverse the motor? Reverse polarity must reverse the motor. We just need we need to test this out. We need to test this out right now. I have a battery outside in the truck camper. Let me bring that in. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this should be interesting. So here I have a Battleborn battery. I've had this for 5 years, long time. Should have juice in it, but I just want to, let me split this a little bigger. I need a knife. Split. Come on now. My hand's so weak with this ligament stuff. Ow. Okay. Moment of truth, kids. Moment of truth. Dang it. It's not working at all. Battery could be dead too. Son of a mother duck. Is the battery dead or what's going on? I need to charge this, I guess. Well, fortunately, I just happen to have my battery charger literally right here in the garage, so that's nice. It's funny, this battery charger, so my little 90 Toyota Corolla that I bought for 600 bucks out there, little Satan, there's no alarm for when you leave the lights on and you get out of the car. So I'd kill my battery all the time because I wouldn't notice the lights are on. And my neighbor would always let me borrow this super old diehard battery charger / jumper. And I probably borrowed it like 15 times from him over the 5 or 6 years he lived beside me. And he recently moved, and his parting gift was his old battery charger because I used it so much. Anyway, we're gonna charge lithium. Lithium's a little scary too, so I don't know. I put it on a really low amperage here to be safe. I feel like something weird about lithium. You can't just charge it normally. Okay, let's okay. Whoa, okay, I don't like that. That's fine. Let's not do that then. Let's not do that. It's scary. Like I was saying, lithium is weird. But it's like it must be dead, or else this should work. Unless this thing's crap and doesn't work. Try the other one really quick. please don't work. Like, I don't want this to work, because if it does work, that means the other actuator's dead, and they would have to send me another one. Ooh, okay, it doesn't work, so it's not the actuators. Thank God. So, I need to charge that. Go get a battery charger. I don't have a way to charge this freaking battery. I can't find my lithium battery charger anywhere. Just rip my truck apart, rip the house apart. It's gone. You can't charge lithium with this old lead acid battery charger. It just puts a weird voltage into it and makes it do weird stuff. So it's dangerous. So it's frustrating. Wish I could find that freaking charger, man. I have no way to fire up these jacks to lift this up, and I can't continue until I do this. You know, I'll get the walls up a different way. I just wanted to use the actuators right now, but it'll flipping well. Moving on, I'm gonna try to just lift these walls up. This way, that's a good thing to stop. Like, I've been working all day and I can just feel myself getting like frustrated, especially when crap like this doesn't work. It's so dumb those didn't come with a reverse polarity switch. It's insane. I think what I need to do is just try to lift this wall up like that, and then I'll have to chalk it into place somehow. What I'm gonna do is like lift one corner at a time and see if I can just do it this way. It's gonna be really freaking heavy. I'd love to use the jack for this, but the Battleborn battery is super dead, and I have no way to charge it, so I need to buy lithium-ion battery charger, I guess. Sorry, try not to be frustrated. I'm a human though. It's so freaking obnoxious. Okay, maybe I can use lever. Nah, I can't use leverage. I'm just gonna have to lift it. This would mean I'm lifting probably 200 pounds, maybe 250. I don't even know. And it's gonna bind. So this is gonna be fun. Nope. Good idea. I'm gonna lift this and sink this at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Got it. I'm gonna go over and do that side like an inch or so. I'm gonna have to keep on walking it up like that. That worked. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It's actually too high. Nice. Let's go and get the other side built. This is working. Awesome. Let's see one more chunk of board. It's gonna take a lot of playing around, but we're gonna get it. Once we get these two top plates flush, we will be able to take our measurements for the roof, find out the pitch, all that good stuff. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Sweet, that's perfect right there. See, now the two top plates are level, they match. This has to come up just a little bit. Right there. Whew. That'll do. Let me adjust this other side over here. And we're in business. Down, right there. Okay, all the top plates are even. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. We're sitting all low, you can't really tell. What I did is raise this outer wall up so it's even with the inner wall. See, all the top plates are all even going down the line now. This outside is not all sitting low. So now we can do the roof rafters and notch them so they'll sit like that. So what I need to do, see, I've got these 2x4s I just put in there temporarily, one in each corner, just holding the sliding wall up. So I need to come down here and I need to do a permanent board where this outside wall will always stop on it. So pretty easy to do. I just need to put like probably some nice looking pieces of wood, kind of nice to use. Maybe some bottom trim or something like that. I've got some cool stuff I can use. Figured out. Okay guys, it's 9 o'clock at night, so I'm gonna use the crown stapler and really make this stuff solid, an outer wall, and then kind of like all these crown staples all the way around. If you see right there, crown staples all over the inside of the framing everywhere. And then tomorrow morning, we're starting on the roof. We're gonna frame this whole roof tomorrow. By far the most complicated part of the project, in my mind, is the bird mouth. I don't know why. I don't know, this slider thing is all new to me. That's kind of crazy. We figured that out, so we'll figure the roof out. All right, guys, as you can see, we're crown stapled up throughout the entire thing, all the way down. Plywood siding will go right over that. That's just like a little extra certainty to hold stuff together. I did that with the truck house and it made it just rock solid everywhere. You know, just having that much more support. So she's solid. She ain't going nowhere. So anyway, tomorrow, first thing, we're gonna cut the first rafter, figure out the bird mouth, all this stuff. I was talking to Matt, Alaska Cabin Adventures tonight about some of the stuff just to make sure I'm doing the math right. And that's it, we're gonna build the roof tomorrow. So that is the plan. So freaking cool to see this thing coming together. So rad. But for right now, I am calling it night. It's like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Ugh. Whew. This is fun though. Like, it's a lot of work, but I love it. I'd rather not be doing anything else. Love building. And I feel like sometimes you can be good at it. So I'm gonna relax. See you guys in the morning.